Hay un delay como de 3 segundos.
Ok, creo que ya son todos. Si llega alguien, ya digo, ya, yo ya estoy a dos. Estoy a dos. ¿Allá? Sí. Do I just tell him to like sit down? Shy. Good morning, everyone. We're going to begin. So if you guys can start taking your seats, please. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning, and we are ready to begin our program for today, our special edition 1 Million Cups. Thank you so much, everyone who came and who's here with us today. Just a little shout out to a few people in the room that we have with us today. We have our UTRGV Vice President for Workforce and Economic Development, Mr. Ron Garza. And Brownsville's newly elected mayor this year, Mr. John Cowan, who will also be our guest speaker for today. Thank you so much for coming, Mayor. All right, so let's get started. Oh, we have a lot of new faces in the room. So typically, how this goes, we kind of talk a little bit about what 1 Million Cups is. Today, it's going to be a little different. I'm going to explain what Global Entrepreneurship Week is, and then we're going to get started with our program. Oh, also, you guys received little tickets. Right now, we're going to be raffling prizes at the end. So if you want a prize and you know win something, stick around. We have food, we have coffee. So enjoy the morning. All right. So what is 1 Million Cups? 1 Million Cups' mission is working to creating a consistent and educational experience for 1 Million Cups communities all over the nation. So 1 Million Cups is a nationwide program that's part of the Kaufman Fast Track or Kaufman Area Kaufman Foundation that works towards entrepreneurship. We are the newest 1 Million Cups program group in the Southwest region, and we are very excited this year. And we hope to continue our efforts as time comes. Some key pillars for the presentations that happen during 1 Million Cups. These are meant to be presentations that storytell, that inspire, and that connect people. These are not meant to be pitches that, a business pitch. Um, the connections that are made here are meant to be authentic, they're meant to last, and hopefully you can get something out of the connections that you make here. The core program, like I said, it's held every Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Every 1 Million Cups around the country holds it at this time, and it's typically live streamed as well. So we are live streaming it as well, so you can view it later. All right, so now to the fun part. So today we are celebrating Global Entrepreneurship Week. So every week or every November, every year, this organization called the Global Entrepreneurship Network celebrates Global Entrepreneurship Week. And so, what is that? Global Entrepreneurship Week, and I'm going to read a little bit because I don't have it memorized. It's a massive campaign that celebrates and empowers entrepreneurs in every country and community around the world, especially those individuals that face structural barriers or may have never considered the idea of launching their own startup. Well, while Global Entrepreneurship Week only takes place once a week each year, the connections made are meant to be everlasting. The campaign serves as an opportunity to collaborate and engage with organizations and individuals to celebrate the spotlight of entrepreneurs, expose people to the path of entrepreneurship, help them get started, and facilitate access to capital and resources. So, what we are celebrating today, and you probably saw it in the title of our program called Past, Present, and Future. We have grown so much as a center, as the UTRGB Center, and as eBridge in the past months and in the past years. And we are very proud of that, and we hope to continue growing. And we hope that you guys also grow as well as entrepreneurs and are proud of where you have started to where you have come already. So, in lieu of that, um, just a side note, we're going to start with our presentation. So, phones. Please be respectful of our presenter and silence your phones. In lieu of that, oh, our caffeinating sponsor, thank you, Mr. Jose Solis, your great box for sponsoring our coffee today. And again, in lieu of that, we wanted to bring someone that could help inspire the community even more, that is also an entrepreneur himself, Mayor John Cowan. He was elected this year. He was a past city commissioner as well. And like I said, he's an entrepreneur, and he's here to share some words of wisdom and encouragement for you all.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I do feel like I drink a million cups of coffee a day, so it's a great event to be here at and to share some words of encouragement. I think as mayor, this is probably the most exciting time to be in Brownsville, right? There's so many great things going on here. We have a SpaceX launch on Friday that's planned. I think that, I think everyone is well aware of that. All eyes around the world will be on Brownsville, which is an amazing thing in terms of attracting investment, attracting attention for great things, for innovation, right? And I think that spirit is in this room, right? And I think everyone here, um, you know, has that opportunity to be great, right? And I think at the City of Brownsville, we want to provide that that structure and that framework for you guys to be successful. I think this past week, BCIC announced that they got another $1.2 million in funding from the EDA to support entrepreneurship programs. So their BCIC is going to match that funding. So an existing 1.2 will be contributed. So that's $2.4 million towards entrepreneurship, which shows the community how important building that ecosystem here is, because the core of our economic development strategy is small business development and being able to scale up existing companies that are working hard that deserve that opportunity, right? And I think most people think we're just going after the big fish, but I think it's really small business and small business development. I think is the real core strategy for us. And so I think if you guys have any ideas or you need a specific type of support, reach out to me, reach out to Nathan or Corey at BCIC and pitch those ideas, because we're open to building new programs for you guys that make sense, that because we need to adapt too, right? That's economic development, right? It's not a straight line. We need to make sure we're innovative at the city as well, and partnering with organizations like ETRGV and in federal government, right? And I think we can do so much together. This facility is a testament to a partnership, and it's one of a kind, right? In I think south of San Antonio, right? So I think it's a very special place and a very special time to be in Brownsville. Um, so a couple of projects that I'm working on. I was the chair of the Greater Brownsville Incentives Corporation, which is the 4A economic development arm of the city. And, one of the things that we learned when SpaceX came is we have no industrial space in Brownsville available for development. And so we are developing a 700-acre industrial park on the north side of Brownsville. And the vision is to have an educational campus in the front. So hopefully UTRGV, TSC, A&M, BISD will all have training facilities to upskill our students, our workforce, for the jobs that are going to be created in the industrial park, right? And I think that's going to be that's what we're working on. Hopefully, I think we're going to break ground first quarter of next year. But it is a 700-acre industrial park that, as if you look at the city of Brownsville from on a pie chart, right? Um, I think it's 70% of our tax base comes from residential property taxes, which means the majority of our residents are paying, or the residents are paying the majority of our infrastructure costs, our quality of life programs, police and fire, right? And I think a well-managed city is about 50% residential, 50% industrial and commercial in terms of property tax. And so we're really lacking in industrial and commercial development, and that's what we're focused on, is making sure that we have the platforms to do that. And by doing that, I think we will continue this momentum that we're really focused on here, right? So I think it's a really exciting time. SpaceX, I think they had a supplier conference last year. About 65 companies were here in town. And so I think once SpaceX has a successful launch, or launches, right? I think you'll start to see more opportunities for these suppliers to come back and relocate in Brownsville, right? And so we want to get ready for that. We don't want those suppliers to go, to San Antonio or Houston or Corpus, right? We want them to be here to provide opportunities for our workforce. And so I think that's a very exciting thing to focus on. Another, obviously, the LNG project that's happening at the port is the biggest economic development project in the state of Texas. It's an $18.4 billion project. It's going to create 5,000 construction jobs over the next 5 years. And there's going to be another LNG project that's going to announce by the end of the year, right? It's another multi-billion-dollar project. So it's just, billion dollar after billion dollar investment, which is unseen in the Rio Grande Valley, in the history of the Rio Grande Valley. And I think Brownsville's at the forefront of that. So I think it's a great time to be in this position, and I get to take credit for all of it. But it's a lot of hard work that's gone in over the years to be able to attract those investments, and I think it's a testament to the type of leadership that Brownsville's had recently and will continue to have, and I think it's changing the ability to provide a safe environment for investment in Brownsville. I think that's important, right? People want to know that their their investment is supported, that we have the workforce, we have the educational partners, and really it's a regional effort, right? It's not just Brownsville, it's the region supports these investments. It's not just it's Upper Valley, it's Mexico. I think that's our benefit, right? We have 2.4 million people in our region, you know, and as a mayor, I think it's important to think regionally here. We signed a partnership this year with the South Texas mayors called the South Texas Alliance, which includes not only the Valley but the mayor of San Antonio, Mayor Corpus, and Mayor of Laredo, and we're all focused on shared goals that we can work together to achieve. And I think we're stronger together. We For a long time, I think we've been forgotten about when it comes to infrastructure at the state level, right? We're probably the biggest population that doesn't have access to an interstate, and that interstate will be completed. I-69 will be finally completed, I think, in the next probably 5 years. I guess that they only have three or four more overpasses to finish or connections to finish, and so we're getting close to having that connection, which I think a lot of corporations really focus on when it comes to making sure that we're connected to interstates, right? And so I think it's exciting, right? I think a long time ago, or just recently, I'm sorry, it was a Friday Night Lights mentality where cities were just fighting against each other for putting each other down or trying to compete. But I think the mindset shifted, so now we're competing regionally, just like DFW competes regionally, right? If Frisco doesn't get a project, but Plano gets it, they're happy because people will come and invest and build houses, and everyone wins, right? And I think the Valley is starting to have that mentality, which I think is a really it's a great thing. I think it's refreshing, and I'm excited for the future. But I think at this time, I'll open up to any questions or comments you guys have or concerns, and um, anyone have any? Go ahead. So I think at the city level, right? We're we're always going to push um, companies to engage with our local population before they decide to bring people in from outside, right? I think you're starting to see that with Bechtel for the LNG uh, investment, right? They're committed to hiring at least I think it was 40 or 45% local out of that, you know, out of their 5,000 jobs, right? And I think um, there will be opportunities once those plans are in motion to engage, right? I think at this stage, it's more about at the city side, making sure we have the infrastructure ready for these suppliers to be able to come here, right? That's what we're focused on. But the next phase will be um, what are the workforce demands that are necessary, and getting that process going, right? And communicating that to the community, right? To our educational partners, and to people that are interested in opportunities. So I think there's plenty of time for that. I think it's going to be over the next couple of years, but the good thing is the city is doing what it needs to be doing in order to be able to take advantage of those opportunities, right? And so I think that's important right now. All right. Yes, sir. Yeah. Right. I think that's a great question. I think that's one of the things that one of the opportunities that the Port of Brownsville should be looking at, right? So the Port of Brownsville is not within the city limits of the city of Brownsville. They have their separate board, separate that's elected by you know the territories that pay taxes into it, right? And so I think they've done studies in the past to be able to try to attract the container line into Brownsville. Obviously, I think the Jones Act is an issue that they deal with because under the Jones Act, ships can only go into one foreign flagships can only go to one U.S. port. They can't go to multiple ports, right? So I know they've talked to multiple container lines, but everyone's aware of what's happening at the port. I think there'll be opportunity to attract. In terms of land planning, you know, the port has 40,000 acres of land, right? And they probably, my guess is they have a site that is geared towards a container port, container terminal. I'm sorry, but I'm not aware of the exact plans of how they're going to plan that. Yes, right. Yes, I know. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Right. I agree. I think that's a real need that we need to focus on is attracting a container line. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Totally agree. Thank you. Yes, sir. Mm. You're probably right. I think that's the way to go about doing it, right? Is working together. But that I think that law has been around for a while, right? And so that's 1920s. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think the sky's the limit, right? Here, we're going to continue to innovate. We're going to continue to invest in our people and our programs. I think a good thing is that the city is on an upward trajectory, which means more money to do things with, right? I think that was always an issue in the past. From last year to this year, we went from $7.2 billion in taxable value to $10 billion in taxable value of our tax base, right? Which is a huge increase. It shows incomes are rising, investments going up. Um, it tells the story, right? What's happening here, and I think that's a great thing, and we have a great momentum. I think the future. The governor was here this year, right, and said the future of the state of Texas is in the Rio Grande Valley, and then the future of the valley is here, right in Brownsville, right? So I think that's an amazing place to be in our city's history, in our state's history. So I think it's I'm really optimistic. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great, it's a great comment. I think the Upper Valley is more dense, right? There's cities that are all, basically next to each other, right? And I think, um, like Edinburgh is very healthcare driven, right? There's 6,000 employees in DHR hospital, right? There's the university is a huge economic driver up there. I just think Brownsville will currently does have a more diverse economy, and it will be more diverse going forward. So I think the potential for growth is greater here. And I think, as Brownsville is only 50% built out in terms of our area, shows you the enormous potential that Brownsville has, right? And I think we have a lot of advantages when it comes to building out our economy here in comparison to the Upper Valley cities. And all that quality of life stuff will come here as well. Like I know everyone complains, hey, why does McAllen and Edinburgh get things before we do? Well, it's demographics, right? It's income levels, it's investment levels. That narrative is starting to shift here as well. Yes, sir. So the El Jardín Hotel, so that's a $29 million project by the Housing Authority. I was on the Housing Authority board when we bought that. So those projects take 5, 7 years to get started, but it's great to see that it's happening. I think another big project is ETRGV going into downtown as well with the Majestic Theater. That's going to be it's going to transform that corridor, right? It's a $43 million investment by the university to restore and put programs for our students down here, right? And hopefully, you'll continue to see that trend of people and institutions investing in our downtown, which just really drives more growth. I think the challenges we have is, obviously, is parking, right? I think everyone complains right now it's an issue. Imagine when all these big projects, you know, are open. There's also the Riverfront project that, that's still an active project that people want to get done. We'll see if that happens. I support if people want to, you know, the city will provide the tools to get these projects done, but it's up to private, uh, industry to come up with the financial plan to get it done, right? So, um, but I think if you go downtown, and I would say every building owner down there has a plan to do something, right? Which is exciting. It's a challenge because they're old historic buildings. A lot of they need sprinkler systems. They need a lot of investment, but these things are happening. And the city is providing uh, opportunities to help with part of that funding in terms of facade restoration, um, sprinkler systems, things like that. And you're seeing the growth. I think we're going to have two French restaurants open by the end of the year downtown, which is exciting, right? Um, but with growth comes challenges, right? And the parking, like we need to get that going now, in my opinion. We're doing a parking study. It should be ready I think, in the next couple of weeks, and then we're going to decide where that should go and how to fund it. I think it's something crazy like $50,000 a spot to build a parking lot, right? So it's a lot of money, and I don't think the city should, be in the parking garage business either. So we need to find a partner to help operate it. So, yes, sir. Sí, claro. Sí, claro. Mhm.
¿por qué no mejor invertir todos sus proyectos en otra parte de la ciudad? Entonces va a pensar bien con qué desarrollo de iluminación que la gente pueda caminar de un lugar a otro. Aquí nosotros no caminamos porque el centro está muy oscuro o porque el área de los hombres, todas las cosas están demasiado lejos. No hay forma que puedas caminar, no es walking friendly.
Sí.
Entonces, ni siquiera las calles están listas para que vengan los SpaceX. La carretera SpaceX es todo lo que viene para LNG, todo lo que viene para todo eso, se va a saturar toda esa área. Yo quiero decir, ¿por qué no abrir otro lugar? Ir a mandar a todos los restaurantes, todos los en un lugar de muchos años,
Sí.
súper pensado por todo.
Pues eso sí está pasando. Hay otro área de desarrollo que se llama Madera, que es el Highway 100 y la carretera. Pues es un Master Plan Development, ¿ok? Es es un desarrollo de $1 billón de dólares cuando está completo, ¿ok? Y va a tener áreas comerciales, restaurantes, hoteles. Ese pues lo que está pasando en el centro no está financiado 100% de la ciudad. Es yo creo la mayoría es dinero privado, pero no es todo enfoque. Claro que no. Es lo importante es ya tenemos la infraestructura en el centro. Ya pagamos para eso. La ciudad ya paga y hay que aprovechar de eso, ¿okey? Y para mí es bien importante. Y mucha gente quiere también, yo creo la gente joven, mucha gente quiere vivir en un lugar que puede caminar, que no tiene una yarda, que es menos inversión. Yo creo también es otra oportunidad para ellos, ¿okey? Pero no estamos enfocando 100% en eso. Sí, es importante que toda la ciudad crezca. Y el proyecto de East Loop, ¿okey? Que ese va a quitar camiones del internacional también. Ese va a crear otro área para desarrollar en el área este de la ciudad. Y ese va a pasar, yo creo, en 5 a 10 años. Esa carretera va a abrir. Pero tienes toda la razón. Hay mucha infraestructura, muchas necesidades para infraestructura ahorita. Y lo malo es esos proyectos de SpaceX, LNG. Lo LNG en particular lleva como 7, 8 años en proceso. Y nunca sabíamos que ese sí va a pasar o no va, sí, ¿sabes? Y SpaceX también, y no sabemos. Y si no hay esa inversión por parte de ellos, no vamos a tener la inversión del Estado y lo que sea para infraestructura. ¿Sabes? Es un chicken or the egg programa. Lo bueno es que hay inversión y vamos a tener dinero para hacer más mejoras en infraestructura. Sí. Okay. Well, thank you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor Cowan, for your words and for your wisdom and for all the knowledge on our city. Now that we have heard from the mayor, that you've heard from us, we want to hear from you. We sent out an invitation to our past 1MC speakers that we've had throughout since we started, because we want you guys to tell us a little bit or give us a little insight on where your business is going. And because it's almost Thanksgiving, we wanted to hear what you're thankful for. So I'm going to go first, and that way I can open the stage. We are very thankful for being here at eBridge. We are very thankful for the partnerships that we have created throughout the years. And we are very much grateful for you guys for always supporting us, for always being there for us, and just for us always being there for you. So we hope to continue that work as we move along in our endeavors, and with the city as well. So now I'm gonna go around the room. Whoever wants to talk, I mean, if you want to say like what your company is, what you're thinking.
Alrighty. So I'm Steve Perez. I'm with we love Global Solutions, and I also have another company called Fast Support. That's what I want to talk today because I'm grateful that we have fiber optics internet, you know, which is going to allow us to get into AI and technology and make a lot of coders in our local area because I've been a coder since 1983. So I'm very thankful to that. I'm also very thankful to eBridge collaboration. This would not happen 10 years, 14 years ago, 20 years ago. I'm thankful of what we're building here with Brownsville in our own hometown. So thank you.
Anyone else? Pluton?
Yes. I'm sorry. Uh, uh, my name is Daniel Arispe. I am the co-owner and founder of Pluton Brewing Company, which is Brownsville's first brewing company. We're located here on the corner of 8th and Elizabeth Street. One of the things that I am grateful for is that organizations like eBridge, BCAC, the UT Entrepreneur Center exist because they allowed a normal average person like myself that didn't have any investments or money saved up to be able to pursue my dream and open my own business. I worked for a company, I had my 8 to 5 for 8 years, but because of the existence of places like this, they provided an opportunity for myself to be able to do what I wanted to do in my life. And so I'm very grateful for those organizations. And I'm also very grateful for my best friends, my head brewer, Mr. Rolly Pena. I've known him for more than 20 years. And now he runs the entire production facility for Pluton. So that's what I'm grateful. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi guys, my name is Daisy Alcazar. I'm the proud founder and owner of La Pale Frozen Fruit Bar. I'm also a recipient of the startup program that was here based on eBridge. I have been part of the eBridge since it opened. I began here in January, I believe, of this year, December. That's when we started signing up. I am very thankful today to tell you that La Pale represented last week in Las Vegas. We placed second place in the North American Ice Cream Association. We're able to represent Brownsville, our heritage, our Hispanic. A little bit more about ourselves. We are fifth generation paleteros. Our story is our CEO, Gerardo, who is here, traces back into the founders of Las Michoacanas in Mexico, which are the pioneers of the paleterias in Mexico. We are now here. We are Texicans. That's what we were told. We were part Texas, part Mexican. We're founded here. We're very proud. We're a Go Texan brand. That's what we're doing. We do have two storefronts here in Brownsville, one international, one on Pablo Quistel, and we are here to serve you some very amazing premium ice cream and paletas, which is what we do. We also collaborated this competition that we did. We took raw chocolate, which is also a business that started here in this. We were able to take their product. We were able to go to Vegas. We were able to fabricate the paletas there and place second place. So for us, we are very thankful for the community that has been here, for the amazing leadership that has been here, that has led us to where we are right now. And it's all part of the growth that's come. I had no idea that I was going to start competing. This is the second competition we do. The beginning of many, because now ya me gustó, kind of one of those things you kind of just like it. But it amazes me to create a culture, a community of learning entrepreneurs. Me and Daniel have worked together doing collaborations. The way I collaborated with a lot of other many people, and it just amazes what you can do collaborating, picking people's brain, and that's basically what entrepreneur is looking to your ways and seeing how we can fix the problems that we're having. So by any way, I'm saying I do not have problems right now, but the problems that I have, they're challenges that are going to get me to the next step where I'm going and where we're heading. And I can tell you is we're going to represent Brownsville in the ice cream industry like we've done before. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Jesus Rodriguez, and I'm part of Clínicas del Azúcar. Probably guys have seen it. We have one in Reynosa. We have 38 clinics in 18 states in Mexico. So we just started here. So I'm thankful. So we're thankful finding Julio, Linda, and Bertha Ebridge because they're going to help us to bring our first clinic in the Rio Grande Valley. So we're thankful for that, and hopefully we can help a lot of people because we know that Rio Grande Valley has probably ranks at the top with people with diabetes. So yeah, so probably I might pick your brains because right now because we need some help just to figure out the way to start our first clinic here. All right, so thank you so much.
My name, excuse me, my name is Douglas Best, and I'm the founder of the Partnership Institute. I am thankful for eBridge because it's allowed me to come back home with my company where it started and to get it more focused on where I've always wanted to be, which is here in Brownsville, here in Cameron County. Now, my company was founded a long time ago, 20 plus years ago, because of the university. Uh, it was a project to develop nurses in Mexico and do research. The university couldn't do it because they had to pay them a stipend. So I was director of medical continuing education, resigned the university, uh, built a company, took on the contracts, hired the university for what it could do, and that started the journey of my company as an educational company. Through it all, we got very good at video and animation. We ended up consulting in the federal prison system in Mexico. We ended up consulting in Sri Lanka with their nursing programs. We do a lot of work in medical. I'm also a nurse. Worked all the ICUs in this county, worked all the neonatal units, all the emergency rooms. So I have a vested interest in the community for way back. We take 20 plus years ago, we started taking special needs children to the movies at Christmas. We started with 40 kids. Now there's multiple nonprofit groups that are involved with it in Brownsville. But last December, we took 2,127 special needs kids from Brownsville, Rio Hondo, Los Fresnos, and Port Isabel. Okay, so when we talk about communities, you can see that this is not just Brownsville; it is this whole region and trying to improve things. Now, my personal goal, and this is one of the reasons I'm so thankful to eBridge. We're looking at developing uh, individuals that can work with us, uh, maybe starting with some interns, and we're working with virtual reality. We're doing a lot of work in virtual reality and 360-degree meta world, if you will. And also extending that, I could see where eventually we could be working with some of those industry developments in developing content that teaches them specifically and then selling it back out elsewhere. So that way, when monies are put in, you develop a revenue stream that can come back to the initial investor. But the whole point is all of this stuff can spin out together. And when you look at economic development, and I love the fact that they're looking internally, because if you're always trying to find, like Ahab trying to get Moby Dick and the big white whale, you may be there forever. When you actually have it right here, and you can just grow it one step at a time, just like it is right here, right now. And I think we're going to see some amazing things spearhead out of all of this collaboration that's going on. It's just going to be wonderful. I think you guys are going to be amazed. So when you talk about FAR and McAllen, Brownsville has more square miles than Cleveland, Ohio, okay, in its city. Its growth potential is enormous. Its people are hungry. So that's enormous. So I think this town is really, really going to, it's going to light some fire, and people are just, their jaws are going to drop. That's where it's headed. So it's going to be awesome. Okay, thank you.
Anyone else would like to share?
Hello, everyone. My name is William Brown, the founder and CEO of Embedded. We do elderly patient monitoring technology. One thing I wanted to say I'm thankful for is really the community that we have here, the community of entrepreneurs, incubators, and accelerators like eBridge, like EXF, all the like-minded individuals here as well. I think it's great because I started with my journey 2 years ago, and jumping into something like this, where hey, it's your project, you're growing it on your own, definitely very daunting. And so just to know that there's other people who are working on similar projects who are on the same path as well, even if it's different industries, different projects, we're all on that same journey. It's good to know that, hey, there's a community for it here, a lot of support for it here, especially by the city as well. And it's just, I like coming here every Wednesday and saying, hey, we're going to talk about our ideas. We're going to get to network after that. You get to see updates on everyone's projects. You go out, work for the next week, you come back. And it's like coming home to family, and just talking with everyone, seeing what's going on. So very thankful for that. Thank you.
All right.
Again, my name is Ron Garza. I work for UTRGV Economic Development, and I'm really thankful for that community. Mayor mentioned eBridge, and we work with the cities and the counties all across the valley, and everybody wants an eBridge, right? And the misnomer is that if you build it, they will come. And I say it doesn't work like that. It really is, you use the word ecosystem from within, and the community that we have here. There's a lot of elements, and it starts with you, this entrepreneurial spirit that we have. But what we've done is able to harness that and grow it, and it's an amazing thing to see. It really is. UTRGB is a university that takes economic development very serious. Not very many universities actually do community-based economic development. If you really think about that, they do academics. But the Rio Grande Valley is a very special place. So very deliberately, our president, Dr. Bailey, since our formation in 2015, has said we're going to help transform this community. And then you get to an opportunity like what eBridge is. Again, it's not a building. It's not a building. It's this ecosystem. And it really is, we're in a very special time between UTRGV's relationship with both economic development entities in Brownsville, GBIC and BCIC, and then especially with the city. And it takes a lot of great leadership, a lot of stability, but it's just a perfect mix. And I'm very, very thankful to finish off with the staff that we have here. We have an amazing staff. Again, the collaboration, this is kind of the envy operationally that everybody wants to see. So thank you for engaging and trusting us for doing our part. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Because of time, I wish we could hear from all of you, but because of time, we have to keep the program going. Wow, I just feel so inspired with what we have heard today. I hope you guys leave inspired today to finish off 2023 strong and keep going, kicking off your endeavors and your journeys and us, hopefully, you giving us the chance to keep helping you all. So with that, we're going to do the raffle already. Again, all of you guys received a little ticket. So did anybody not get a ticket? Okay. And we're going to raffle 3 little entrepreneurship starter packs, starter kits. There's a lot of goodies in there that I'm sure you guys will enjoy. So good luck to everyone. So do you want to pull it up, please? It's 39 45 509. 509. Okay. It's just you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. 39 45 505. All right, and the last one, 3945 525. Awesome. All right. Um, just a little reminders for the events that are coming up. Tomorrow we have the Community Health Innovation Seminar, which we have been doing these past months. And tomorrow is the last one, and it's going to be, again, keeping the conversation going on social determinants of health. So we invite you all to attend. It's going to be here at eBridge in this room at 10:30. It's going to start with a little networking, and then we're going to head to the session at 11. So yeah. Again, 1 million cups next week. And December 14, we have the next Startup Texas for the Emerging Industries Accelerator. Again, we ask you all, to join us. Come have a nice evening, educated, a very fun evening. We have a few participants here in the room with us. Right. With that, we thank you all again so much for coming, so much for being here. We did extend it a little more because we wanted to give you guys the chance. I know some of you guys either way stay, but we wanted to give you guys officially the 1 hour extra. We have food, we have coffee, we have sweets. Keep collaborating, keep networking with each other. We hope to keep seeing you guys here very soon. And have a good morning.